Hello everybody, welcome to ixame's LegalBee. This is Amrita, your law faculty at ixame. LegalBee has started a series that is mock test series every day 11 a.m. and this is a very beneficial series and you will be getting questions daily from different topics. So इससे अच्छा कंटेंट आपको कहीं नहीं मिल सकता बिकॉज इसमें आपकी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव स्टडीज़ होती है, आप क्वेश्चंस भी देख पाते हैं एंड उसके साथ साथ अलग अलग वैरायटी के सेक्शंस टॉपिक्स भी आपके आंखों के सामने आ जाते हैं. सो दिस हेल्प्स यू अ लॉट इन योर प्रिपरेशन फॉर एग्जाम्स, फॉर कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स. आज के वीडियो में हमारा टॉपिक होगा ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट दैट आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट टुडे. एंड द फर्स्ट टॉपिक दैट आई हैव पिक्ड फॉर डिस्कशन इज व्हाट इज़ ट्रांसफ़र ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी. इसमें हम लोग समझेंगे कि ट्रांसफ़र ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्चुअली है क्या एंड ट्रांसफ़र ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट की एप्लीकेबिलिटी के बारे में भी हम लोग समझेंगे क्वेश्चंस के द्वारा ही, बट ये सारे कंसेप्ट हम कवर करेंगे. एंड देयर आर सम डॉक्ट्रिन्स एज वेल दैट आर रिलेटिंग टू ट्रांसफ़र ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट. वो सारे डॉक्ट्रिन्स भी हम लोग इस वीडियो में कवर करेंगे. The first question, Transfer of Property Act is an act to amend the law relating to transfer of properties by act of parties, by operation of law, by act or will of parties, by act or will of parties and operation of law. By act of parties and operation of law. अब ये काफ़ी बेसिक क्वेश्चन है ट्रांसफ़र ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट से कि एक्चुअली ट्रांसफ़र ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट होता क्या है. That we can understand from these options, and the correct answer is A, by act of parties. That's why the person has to be living. Only living people can enter into a transaction that is relating to transfer of property. ये भी एक important point है जो हमें ध्यान में रखना होगा. And this is mentioned in the preamble, and the basic object of the act is very clear here only. An act to amend the law relating to transfer of property by act of parties. Whereas it is expedient to define and amend certain parts of the law relating to transfer of property by act of parties. Next question. As mentioned under section 3 of the Transfer of Property Act, immovable property does not include standing timber, growing crops and grass, tree severed from land, both A and B, ऑल ऑफ द अबव. यानी कि इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी की डेफिनेशन आपको पता होनी चाहिए. ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट के सारे डेफिनेशन सेक्शन 3 में कवर्ड है. जनरली हर एक्ट में सेक्शन 2 में होता है, बट इसके लिए वी हैव ऑल द डेफिनेशंस अंडर सेक्शन 3 ऑफ द एक्ट. सो इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी के डेफिनेशन में क्या इंक्लूड नहीं होता है? द आंसर इज डी. स्टैंडिंग टिम्बर, ग्रोइंग क्रॉप्स एंड ग्रास आर नॉट इंक्लूडेड. ट्री व्हेन इट इज सेवर्ड फ्रॉम द लैंड, दैट इज समथिंग विच विल नॉट बी द करेक्ट आंसर ओवर हियर, इसलिए सी ऑप्शन को यहाँ पर एक्सक्लूड कर दिया गया है. इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी डज नॉट इंक्लूड स्टैंडिंग टिम्बर, ग्रोइंग क्रॉप्स और ग्रास. ये डायरेक्ट डेफिनेशन है जो सेक्शन 3 में कवर्ड है. ऑप्शन सी आपको कंफ्यूज करने के लिए दिया गया है. थर्ड क्वेश्चन. एज पर ट्रांसफर प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट, ट्रांसफर प्रॉपर्टी बाय एक्ट ऑफ पार्टीज इज एप्लीकेबल टू. काफ़ी सारे स्टूडेंट्स के माइंड में एप्लीकेबिलिटी ऑफ ट्रांसफर प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट को लेके काफ़ी ज़्यादा कन्फ्यूजन होता है. सो ये क्वेश्चन आपके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है एज योर कंसेप्ट विल बी वेरी क्लियर बाय दिस क्वेश्चन. आई वुड सजेस्ट दैट यू ऑल शुड download the PPT of these videos of all the mock test series at ixame at LegalBee, and इसके अलावा आप सारे mock test चेक कर सकते हैं at www.ixame.com. that can be very helpful in your exam preparation. Transfer Property Act. Transfer Property Act is applicable to movable properties, immovable properties, both movable as well as immovable properties. All the immovable properties and movable properties which are hypothecated or pledged, all the immovable properties, and some movable properties that are defined under section 3 of the TP Act. So the answer is C. It is applicable to both movable as well as immovable properties. Remember, काफ़ी सारे स्टूडेंट्स को लगता है कि ट्रांसफर प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट से मूवेबल प्रॉपर्टीज़ को एप्लीकेबल है, बट ऐसा नहीं है. Chapter 2 of the TP Act talks about transfer of properties by act of parties, and in that there are two sections. Transfer of properties, whether movable or immovable, is the part A, and part B जो है that is covering only transfer of property फॉर इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टीज़. तो यानी कि ये एक्ट एज अ होल अगर देखा जाए तो दोनों के लिए एप्लीकेबल है, मूवेबल भी और इमूवेबल भी. Which of the following is not true about transfer of property defined as per section 5 of the TP Act? Living person conveys property to one or more living persons. Covers past, present and future transactions. Living person may include a company or an association. Living person may transfer property to himself and one or more other living persons. None of the above. Now be very careful of such kind of questions because they have asked you what is not true. So not true, that means you have to find the false statement over here. Section 5 is an important section also. Try to go through it very nicely. Answer is B, covers past, present and future transactions. Past transactions are not covered under the TP Act. Section 5 transfer of property defined करता है. Transfer of property means an act by which a living person conveys property in the present or in future to one or more living persons only. It can be to himself as well. ये भी एक ध्यान में रखने जैसा point है. Which kind of property can be transferred as per the TP Act 1882? Right to future maintenance, easement, right to sue merely a right to sue can be transferred, interest in a property restricted to enjoyment of owner personally, a public office. Now this is also a tricky question because looking at the options we get jumbled up with so many concepts, but it is easy if you have the basic idea of the concept of transfer of property. It becomes easy. What kind of property can be transferred as per the TP Act 1882? Answer is D, interest in a property that is restricted to enjoyment of owner personally. What may be transferred? Property of any kind may be transferred except as otherwise provided by this act or by any other law for the time being in force. Now out of that there are certain things that can be transferred and that cannot be transferred. So what they have mentioned here, all the rights that cannot be transferred. For example, right to future maintenance, जो आपको पिछले से क्वेश्चन में ऑप्शन में था, so that cannot be transferred. An interest in property restricted in its enjoyment to the owner personally cannot be transferred by him. तो यानी कि ये सारी जो चीज़ें हैं ये सब ट्रांसफ़र नहीं हो सकती. And what has been asked to us, what kind of property can be transferred as per the TP Act 1882. So उस हिसाब से आपका करेक्ट ऑप्शन डी रहेगा, that in interest in property restricted in owner, that is restricted in enjoyment to the owner, can be transferred by him personally. पब्लिक ऑफिस भी आप ट्रांसफ़र नहीं कर सकते, ईजमेंट्री राइट भी आप ट्रांसफ़र नहीं कर सकते, राइट टू सू भी आप ट्रांसफ़र नहीं कर सकते. दैट इज़ द रीज़न. Transfer of Property Act permits oral transfer, prohibits oral transfer, permits oral transfer as per the will of parties, permits oral transfer but does not recognize it, permits oral transfer in all those cases where writing is not expressly required by law. यानी कि ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट क्या परमिट करता है और यहाँ पर ओरल ट्रांसफर पे फोकस किया गया है. वी आर हैविंग अ डायरेक्ट प्रोविजन फॉर ओरल ट्रांसफर. सेक्शन 9 ऑफ द टीपी एक्ट टॉक्स अबाउट ओरल ट्रांसफर्स, यानी कि ओरल ट्रांसफर हो सकता है, permits oral transfer, but in which cases? In the cases where writing is not expressly required by law. Is there any condition restraining alienation in Transfer of Property Act? There is no such condition. There is no such express provision. There is an implied condition. It is an express condition mentioned in section 10 of the Act. It can be inferred from the wordings of section 10 of the Act. अब express condition है या inferred from the wording. आप देख रहे हैं ये options कितने tricky manner में draft किए गए हैं. इसके लिए आपको basic knowledge बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए TP Act का. So this is doctrine, condition for restraining alienation. ये provision हमारे पास expressly है section 10 of the Act में. So option D will be the correct here. Where property is transferred subject to a condition or a limitation, absolutely restraining the transferee or any person claiming under him from parting with or disposing of his interest in the property, then the condition or limitation is void. except in case of a lease where the condition is for benefit of the leaser or somebody. कुछ exceptions cases को छोड़कर आप जब भी transfer of property करते हो, property को transfer करते हो, you cannot transfer it with a condition that it should not be alienated further. Alienation means what? Further transferring of property. Suppose आपने किसी को property sell की है, तो आप sell करते वक्त ये condition नहीं लगा सकते कि आपको आगे ये property sell करते नहीं आएगा. So this is something which is not allowed as per the TP Act. Which of the following sections of TP Act covers benefit for unborn person? Very commonly asked question this is, इसलिए यहाँ पर मैंने section number भी ले लिया है because ये question से आपको section number ध्यान में रहेगा. कुछ important provisions के लिए हमें sections भी numbers पता होने ज़रूरी है. So to transfer for the benefit of unborn person, is there any provision in the TP Act? That is what is the question. And if it is there, it is under which section? Answer is D. Section 13, transfer for benefit of unborn person, whereon a transfer of property and interest is created for the benefit of a person who is not in existence at the date of the transfer, subject to a prior interest created by the same transfer, then the interest created for the benefit of such person shall not take effect unless it extends to the whole of the remaining interest of the transferor in the property. यानी कि जब भी आप कोई ट्रांसफ़र कर रहे हो जो अनबॉर्न पर्सन के बेनिफिट के लिए है, सो यू हैव टू ट्रांसफ़र इट एंटायरली. यू हैव टू ट्रांसफ़र द एंटायर इंटरेस्ट इन द प्रॉपर्टी. If you are having some interest in the property, you are transferring it for the benefit of an unborn person, then you have to transfer it entirely. You cannot transfer it in parts. This is what is a provision protecting the interests of an unborn person. Which of the following is true about interest of unborn in transfer of property? Not created for interest of person not in existence at the date of such transfer. Interest created shall not take effect till the person is born. Interest created shall not take effect unless it extends to the whole of remaining interest of the transferor. Interest created shall not take effect unless it extends to the whole of remaining interest of the transferee. Both B and C. ये क्वेश्चन थोड़ा सा आपको पॉज लेके अच्छे से पढ़ना होगा so that first you understand it. Such questions are actually tricky. Which of the following is true about interest of unborn in the transfer of property? अब हमने पिछले सेक्शन में देखा था, पिछले क्वेश्चन में देखा था that section 13 covers this part. You can check section 13 of TP Act for this purpose again and then solve this question also. That the interest that is created in favor of an unborn person, that should be when the person is in existence at the date of the transfer, or it will not take effect till the person is born, or it will extend to the whole of remaining of interest of the transferor, or both B and C, or the last option that it will not take effect unless it extends to the whole of remaining interest of the transferee. See, that is transferee. इस तरीके से आपको options बहुत ध्यान से पढ़ने होते हैं, and the correct option for this will be C. Interest created shall not take effect unless it extends to the whole of remaining interest of the transferor. ये ही सबसे करेक्ट ऑप्शन है, बाकी सारे ऑप्शंस में कुछ ना कुछ एरर है. Transfer for benefit of unborn person. So the last question for today's discussion. Vested interest is defined in section 19 of the TP Act. It is not certain. It is dependent upon a contingency which must happen. A and C defined in section 19 of the TP Act and dependent upon a contingency which must happen. Contingency है but there is a surety that it will happen. या फिर A, B and C defined in section 19 of that. It is not certain and it is dependent upon a contingency which must happen. Which of the following is correct? So इसका आंसर होगा D. Defined in section 19 of the TP Act and it is dependent upon a contingency which must happen. Where on the transfer of property, section 19 यहाँ पर मैंने शेयर किया है, an interest is created in favor of a person without specifying the time when it is to take effect, or in terms specifying that it is to take effect forthwith or on the happening of an event. That is the contingency which must happen. अब contingency word देखकर हम लोग confuse हो सकते हैं. That's why that word has been given over there. Contingency, क्योंकि contingent interest का भी concept है हमारे पास TP Act में, पर यहाँ पर must happen से clear कर दिया गया है that the dependency on that condition is that it is going to happen only. There is certainty. Certainty है तो ये option eliminate हो जाता है because it says that it is not certain. because we all know that vested interest is certain in nature. That is the exclusive feature of vested interest. So this was all that we had to discuss today from the TP Act first topic. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such kind of videos, and also there is an important update that there is a free workshop on an expert guidance session is there with Robin Dutt sir, who is a senior counsel with more than 25 years of experience, and he's going to guide you all on the point of litigation, judiciary, ADA एंड सो ऑन. सो आपकी कोई भी क्वेरीज हैं तो उसके आपके सारे आंसर्स मिल जाएंगे. सो आप डिस्क्रिप्शन में जाकर इसका लिंक चेक कर सकते हैं एंड फॉर्म फिल कर सकते हैं. एंड इफ़ यू हैव एनी क्वेरीज यू कैन राइट टू अस एट in the comment section of this video, or you can reach out to us by calling us. You can also email us at hello@ixame.com, or you can visit our website www.ixame.com. Don't forget to subscribe and prepare 50% faster with iXamB. Thank you everybody.